How can you personalize your messaging to physicians for greater prescription intent? What are people saying about your brand? How can you make your marketing efforts more precise and effective? These and many more questions are answered on this podcast, which is here to serve as a playbook for all your pharma marketing needs. As your host, Soumya Prakash, co-founder of Multiplier AI Solutions, sits across pharma industry's top experts. This is your place to get all the insights about Gen AI, data, and beyond.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Pharma Marketing Playbook, Data, Gen AI and Beyond. Your go-to podcast for mastering pharmaceutical marketing, data analytics and AI trends. Join industry leaders as we explore cutting-edge trends, data-driven strategies and the impact of AI. Tune in for actionable insights and stay ahead in the dynamic world of pharma marketing. I'm Soumya Prakash, co-founder at Multiplier AI, and today we have a very special guest joining us, Mr. Atul Suri. Mr. Atul, presently working as Strategic Business Unit Head at Alembic Pharmaceutical Limited, leverages over 25 years of experience and has also worked previously with the Indian Army. His corporate expertise spans leadership, organizational development, talent management, and corporate communications, transitioning to sales and marketing. Atul sir holds multiple military accolades, including the UN Force Commander's Commendation. He also holds master's degree in strategic and management studies and an HR certification from XLRI. He has been recognized among India's top 20 L&D leaders in 2016 and a Great Manager Award winner in 2020. He is a motivational speaker and thought leader in the industry, and we are truly honored to have him on the show. So, wish you a very good morning, sir, and welcome to the show.
Hi. Good morning, Soumya. It's always a pleasure to interact with people like you, and I'm very happy to be on this show.
Thank you. So, you began your career as a troop squadron leader, commander, and general staff officer. And now, today, you have advanced to vice president and SBU head in pharma. So, throughout these various roles and transitions, what challenges did you face and how have you shaped your career with these transitions? That would be something very enriching for our audience.
Yeah, so I think the key word in your question, which you kept using, was transitions, and I'll talk about that really. The fact of the matter is very clearly, I am what I am thanks to the service that I did in the Indian Army. It was 4 years of training at the National Defense Academy, the Indian Military Academy, which are known as the cradle of leadership, as also 23 years of active service in the Indian Army. I think that has been the defining part in my entire career right till now. And like you can calculate, that's a good part of 3 decades that I've been in the forces. So my time in the Army saw multiple roles, multiple terrains that we operate in, multiple locations, and multiple leadership positions. It was not just about multiple leadership positions, but I think the defining thing really is this, that you are a leader of men from the very first day that you don uniform, even if it is at the training academies. So you get to lead men. You get to lead men in battle. You get to lead men in battle where there is a threat to life. So that is a defining thing for any leader. Now, to answer your question, what was it that we saw over there? Were the challenges? I don't look at it as challenges. There were various episodes that were challenging, but we met up to it because we were trained well. We had the Indian Army ethos with us, and we were able to do what we did. So rather than saying, what did I pick up? Let me just say what the chief takeaways have been for me during my time with the Army that has helped me and kept me in good stead in corporate India. I think the first thing is in terms of adaptability. In the Army, you keep changing. Every 2 years, it's a different role. Like I told you, a different boss, different circumstances. So I think the most important thing is adaptability. Now, adaptability helped me. I was a guy from the fighting army, and coming into pharma industry was so different, diametrically opposite. And therefore, one was able to adapt. So I look at adaptability to be one of the key features. The second thing is an ability to keep shaping your perspective as you go along. Like I told you, multiple roles. Once you're leading a field force of, let's say, 500 people into battle, the very next appointment that you go to, you could be sitting in an head office, a headquarter, where you're planning for the next big thing. And then you again get back to leading a large force. So you see everything from all sides of the coin. And therefore, you build this innate capability in yourself to shape and garner a very good perspective. Now, the third point really is this, like I told you, you're leading men into battle. They could lose their lives. You're responsible for their lives. So there's a huge amount of empathy that comes in. And in senior levels, even in corporate India, I think the most important quality that people should possess is empathy. Beyond that, and I think this is really significant, is a sense of accountability and a sense of responsibility. You are there in the army fighting for the country. You know it is a very, very important task. So that sense of accountability gets ingrained in you. So I would say these three, four things really of adaptability, garnering perspective, having a great amount of empathy, as also a great sense of accountability and responsibility. I think these are things that can really shape anybody's career if you walk these steps.
Yeah, wonderful thoughts there, especially for the Gen Z, the responsibility, accountability, and the adaptability part. I think there's not so much of things happening in the corporate world, and your and insights are truly very valuable.
In fact, I just add here to say, Soumya, that if someone were to ask me to define leadership in one line, in three words, I would just say it is assuming absolute accountability. As a leader, you have to be accountable. That's the single biggest trait that a leader should possess. So I'm just wanting to sort of value add after you summarized my response.
Certain. And so that shows in your stellar career where you have transitioned from one leadership to the next higher level, and that's a testimony to the accountability and the responsibility you have taken across various areas of operation. So you have also well deservedly received the patient centric pharmaceutical company in women's health award at the patients first summit by IHW. So what key factors do you believe are important, and what led to this recognition?
See, first, let me tell you something of the company that I'm in. Alembic, we are serious players as far as women's health is concerned. It is primarily because we believe very strongly that a healthy woman makes a healthy mother. A healthy mother makes a healthy child. And together they make a healthy family. And healthy families across our lovely country make the entire country a healthy nation. So, with that goal in mind, we focused a lot towards women's healthcare. So, where does this focus come from? It comes from this innate sense of purpose that Alembic as a company has. You're a 117-year-old company. So what do we do about it? Well, there are multiple activities happening at multiple levels. But I've always believed that the key to good healthcare lies in early detection. The key to early detection lies in total awareness of a situation. So a lot of our time and energy is spent on awareness. So we have this umbrella campaign at Alembic called For Her, With Her. And I think the words are self-explanatory. We are there for her and we are there with her. So under this umbrella campaign, we run at least three phases till now. The first one, of course, was on heavy menstrual bleeding, something the women folk really suffer from. And if I were to give you the statistics, you'll be absolutely amazed. We have more than a 350 million women who are there in the menstruing age. 60% of these women suffer from heavy menstrual bleeding. That's a whooping 200 million women in our country suffer from heavy menstrual bleeding. The other major thing we looked at was iron deficiency anemia. And of course, we have the National Family Health Survey 5, which was, I think, 2019 to 21, where they very clearly gave us the statistics, which said that there are 57% women in the age group 15 to 49 who suffer from anemia. 59% of adolescent girls suffer from anemia. And the most shocking thing is that more than 52% of pregnant women suffer from anemia. I mean, the problem is so dire, and therefore people don't even know they're anemic. And therefore, an awareness campaign is very important. And that's what we went about doing. But to get a patient first award at that summit was essentially because of patient-centric activities that we do. We ran huge number of camps, right from your iron testing camps to ferritin testing camps to bone mineral density checking camps to sugar detection camps. We did more than about 20 odd thousand of these camps. And I think justifiably they had awarded us with this award. And I think at the end of it is, as a healthcare company, If you keep the patient at the center of everything that you do, you will be successful in achieving your purpose. So that's a few thoughts I had.
Yeah, so very valuable insights again there. So for women specifically, health is something that we all tend to kind of ignore or take it at a
Neglect.
lower priority as compared to our other responsibilities of home, work, etc. But yes, it's extremely crucial for the development of the family and for the nation at large. So I see the efforts which have been done kind of a national service rather than just a kind of corporate initiative on CSR. So I think it has again contributed to your personality where you were always at the forefront of fighting for the nation and now you're fighting for the patients. So very well done, sir. So how do you see, sir, we are talking about in this playbook about data, Gen AI, and transformation with the power of tech. So, certainly, the next question which comes to our mind is how do we see the evolution of pharma? And in your perspective, how would the impact of AI really shape things in pharma? What considerations would you advise pharma marketeers to keep in mind while they implement such engagements?
Yeah. So, how do I see the pharma industry evolving? I think it's a constantly evolving industry. It's going to be so dynamic going ahead. I think there's a huge amount of government support also coming in, huge number of investments that are poured in. You have the PLIs, which have again got sort of amplified in the recent budget. There's going to be a great focus on R&D. We need to get some novel drug discoveries ourselves as a country, fiscally low currently. But I do see a lot of effort in that direction, a lot of investments in that direction. Hopefully, R&D of new drugs, also drug delivery systems should come in place. Biologicals is some place that I see the industry evolving towards. There is also a great focus on regulatory. It's important. A lot of people in the industry may feel a little burdened with too much of regulation. But I think in the industry that we are in, it is very important because that would lead to great quality, and in this industry, quality is of utmost importance. I think the other significant thing, really, in terms of evolution of our industry, is going to be digital health. You know, the next big thing that's going to happen is going to be the most defining parameter. Digital health, it's already started, but I think there's so much of scope. And I've said this always, and it's my buzzword really, healthcare everywhere. And digital health can get you healthcare everywhere. My simple thing to people who speak to me on this is this, that if you have an Aadhaar card, there's everybody in our country has an Aadhaar card. If there's an Aadhaar card with some boy sitting on a little peak in Meghalaya, why can't healthcare get delivered there? And that can get delivered with digital health. So that's the big thing waiting to happen. And I think we'll keep evolving until every person in our country receives healthcare where they are. So healthcare everywhere is where I see the pharma industry evolving toward. Now, to answer the second portion of the question that you asked me, is the impact of AI. I think a lot has been spoken, but unfortunately, it's just people who speak about it. There's so much more that needs to be done. AI is going to be all pervasive. It's going to reach everywhere, every nook and corner of our industry. So there's so much that can be said, but let me just focus it on from a pharma marketeer's point of view, because I did see you asking for a reflection of that in my response. I would classify it in two things. One could be speed to market, and one could be speed in the market. So when you look at speed to market, everything, right from a refined and quick drug discovery to multidimensional and concurrent clinical trials, assessing and analyzing outcomes of these trials, enhanced data, greater quality of data coming in, speedy approvals. AI is going to touch all of this and more. And of course, manufacturing is huge. AI and machine learning can be cranked in so well to improve your efficiencies as far as manufacturing goes. I mean, we could have an entire session on that. So let me just park that aside of speed to market. Let me now talk of aspects, because it's a pharma marketing playbook podcast. So let's see how can we get speed in the market. Now, speed in the market doesn't mean how fast does your brand move, how fast does it grow, is it going to become a big brand? No. Speed in the market, in my perspective, when I dovetail AI into it, is all about the diagnosis by the clinicians also. It's predicting the progression patterns for diagnosis where AI can come in. It's about giving customized medication, customized therapy to patients. It's about generating disease algorithms that can subsequently improve the quality. What is AI? AI is nothing. It's absolutely nothing but just data being read quickly and data being presented in seconds. So the more we get into it, the more rich the data gets and the more richer and impactful AI gets. So that's insofar as the clinician's perspective. Now the marketeer's perspective there. It's so easy today to read customer behavior. There's ample data available to you. The various tools available to you where you can quickly, get to read and understand the entire therapy. There is a need for greater understanding on part of the marketeers also of the therapy. It is only then that they can suggest activities or strategies that can sort of reach the doctors in a correct manner. It's all about the content. It's about the platform. It's about the learning transfer to the practitioner out there in the clinics. So AI is going to be all pervasive, right from speed to the market as also speed in the market. So broadly, these were my thoughts around it.
Right, sir. So when you say digital health, maybe we could visualize a future which is an intersection of patients' data also being available for the physicians to see, as well as the pharma company kind of overlapping. So there will be a kind of a reunion of these three players: the pharma drug maker, the physician who is actually prescribing, and the person who is taking this medication, and trying to see
Undoubtedly.
that it is a personalized, offering. And I know it's something looks very far-fetched today, but what incremental steps are you seeing that the industry is making globally towards that vision?
Yeah. So to sort of comment a little further on what you'd initially, there has to be a convergence of all the players. And like you said, technology is the backbone of it all. You have the patients, you have the doctors, and you have the industry per se, whether it is the industry that actually does the research and gets the novel drugs out, or whether it's the one that manufacturers generates, or it's the one that actually markets these products to the practicing fraternity. There has to be a convergence of effort. It is not mutually exclusive. They all have to be in sync. They have to work towards that one common purpose of greater patient outcomes. So undoubtedly, a patient outcomes, and you were talking in terms of personalized engagements, you wanted me to speak on that. So like I said earlier, what is AI? AI is nothing but data. So as a marketer, when you sit and you want to carry out a personalized engagement with somebody, you first have to ascertain for yourself the accuracy and the authenticity of that data. It's not that it's fake data. You've not actually got the right data. Data is lying all over. It's up to you to see where the data is, what is the relevant data, to put that data together, to collate that data, to synthesize that data, to analyze that data, and then to come out with extremely actionable insights with that data. So, as a marketer, I think your very first step for any sort of a personalized engagement has to be the synthesis of the data so that correct insighting can take place. The next step, really, once you have the data, is to also be real of what the market is. You're talking of personalized engagements for doctors. I think the biggest thing here is to respect not just the doctor, but to respect the doctor's time. Today, a lot of people come up with one size fits all marketing initiatives, not even taking into the entire thought process of what the doctor is. I think today time is at premium. You need to value the time of a doctor. And when you go in for a personalized engagement, you have to get more customized in your approach. And therefore, you will be then offering great value of that time that you're taking off the doctor. And like I said earlier, the patient has to be in the center of all activities. Any activity that you rolling out, it's always good to take doctors on board first. I'm not saying do a pilot, but take their insights, because who knows better than the doctors themselves? Get doctors involved when you're coming looking in for a personalized engagement initiative. And I think the last thing that I'll say as far as getting these engagement marketing initiatives together is to adopt good CLM practices, closed loop marketing. When I say CLM, I mean closed loop marketing. You got to, like I said, analyze the data, seek feedback, basis that feedback, garner a fresh perspective. Once you have a fresh perspective, then get back to the drawing board and then customize your initiative. Only then will you have a personalized engagement initiative at your hand. So I think pharma marketers need to keep all of this and more in mind.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir, for your invaluable insights and experiences, sharing them with us today. I think we'll need another session with you because many of these topics are so deep And your expertise is so unique that I'm sure our audience will ask for another episode with you. So, but once again, thank you for sharing your data driven strategies and also emphasizing how business growth and innovation can be interlinked with strategy.
Yeah.
To our listeners, we hope you found this episode of Pharma Marketing Playbook, Data, Gen AI, and Beyond as enlightening as we did. The rapidly evolving world of pharma requires continuous learning, and with experts like Mr. Atul Suri will help us in navigating this landscape. Until next time, this is Soumya signing off. Stay innovative, stay informed, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible in pharma marketing. Thank you so much, Atul sir, once again for your
Thank
valuable
you.
time. And
Thank you,
we'll stay
Soumya.
in touch. We'll also share this so that the students not only learn about pharma and marketing, but also organization and leadership traits from this episode with your
Thank
expert.
you.
Thank you,
This is
Vanessa.
great being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us in this episode. We hope that the deep insights and knowledge shared today will help your business and brand grow by leaps and bounds. Remember to follow the podcast. And if you wish to know more about Multiplier AI solutions, please visit the links given in show notes.